What's up, everyone? I've got another video. We're going to do a quick update on crude oil futures. Here's the correct chart for crude futures. And first thing we see is last Friday was super bullish for crude oil. The day closed right around $93, near these previous highs at this yellow resistance line I have mapped out for quite some time. And if you caught my previous video about oil, I was calling for bullishness right at this big bounce, the bounce off this support level here. Let me highlight it in blue here. And if you saw my previous video, you know that I already had that support line down there before the price even got way down here. So I was waiting for this bounce here. It was not a for sure thing, it was just a hunch. You'll see how I got that support level right here in that previous video as well. But either way, I got lucky. The market bounced here, so I called for bullishness at that candle. And after the bounce, it looks like this price channel, or this somewhat of a wedge, is the new trend to follow here. You can see the price channel highlighted by these blue lines. So it looks like oil's going bullish. And it's interesting to see last Friday's really green candle right when the price jumps above this somewhat mid long-term resistance here. It's a downward trending resistance that I've highlighted in purple there. So after the bounce and then the move above this purple trending resistance, this is definitely confirmation of this bullishness, at least for the short term now. It's kind of hard to fight this long-term downtrend we've got here, or at least a downtrend since last June that started here. But tickers can't go straight down all the time. Even if this downtrend will continue, it looks like we got a little bullishness, at least for now. Now, like I've said, Friday was a super bullish day, so you can expect swing traders to be taking some profit. Theoretically, that's why, possibly part of the reason why we opened up red. I can even see a little more downside. We do have a very short-term support line right here I've mapped out. Let's go to a shorter time frame to see that. Here we are on the 1 hour candles. Here's that support line that I was talking about. This is very short-term 1 hour candle support line, so it's a weak support. It could break below this thing easily. Shorter time frames have weaker support and resistance. The longer the time frame, the stronger the support or resistance level, you could say. And this support line I'm talking about, I already had this support line down here before the price started coming down all the way, before it even got to this support line, basically. And I got that by taking this resistance line. Once the price came up to this resistance line and made a trend line, I just transposed it down here to these lows, and then you could see where the price, it bounced right at that support line. Now, that doesn't work every time, but sometimes it hits when you get a clear price channel like this. So that's a pretty good strategy to front run a bounce if that's what you like to do. And I could possibly see more selling until crude gets to this support line that I highlighted earlier. Let me re-highlight it here. That was sloppy. Here you go. Now we might get a bounce here. That's what I would expect, at least on the very short term trend. But this support line that just popped up, that is where we need to see a bounce for this bullish trend to continue. The bullish trend that I showed you previously on the daily candles. There it is right here. And here are those two supports that I'm talking about. That's very short-term support, and here is the longer-term support. We've got to get a bounce off one of these. If we break down below something like this, then this will kind of look like a double top on a very short-term time frame here, and that's somewhat bearish. I would definitely cover any long position that you've had over the past month and a half or so if the price does drop below this support line that I just highlighted. And I forgot to mention earlier, I should point out quickly that that bounce in price from that theoretical support line that I had a little early actually was a bounce off this long-term Fibonacci level I'm highlighting in green. Here's the weekly candles. You can see it a little better. This long-term Fibonacci level coincides with the previous high. The bounce we had there coincides with this previous high in price from several months ago, actually October last year. So from a technical standpoint, this is a really good place for crude price to bounce, or any ticker off a Fibonacci level. Those are strong support levels. This Fibonacci support is from this long-term uptrend ever since oil futures prices went negative, which still blows my mind, by the way. But if you're a technical trader, you're expecting a bounce here. If we go below this Fibonacci level, that'll look super bearish. You might see some volume associated with a down tick below that Fibonacci support level there. And as for the areas of interest, like the support and resistance level to watch, I have them mapped out right here. Friday's close was right around that $93. That's a good resistance level to watch for. It coincides with this previous high where my mouse cursor is right above. Below that, we have a support at around $90. Below that, the main support to watch is right around $83. That's at Fibonacci level. We do have a previous low here I didn't highlight. That could be, yeah, we'll watch that as well, $85. It looks like it found some resistance over here at that level and some support here as well, so definitely watch that. 85, let me mark that. And below that, you can watch this 81.30 area for some weak support, but below that, this previous 52-week low right here, $77, we'll say. That'll be a strong support zone there. And those are all the near-term support and resistance zones to watch for. Correction on that previous support zone, that's 85.5, 85.50. And if the price does decide to drop out of this little uptrend we've had for the past month or two, then 83 is the long-term fib level to watch. That's definitely the strongest support zone. That'll be the one where you might get breakdown speed if the market reacts like I think it will. And that's it for the technical picture on crude oil futures. Other than that, you got to keep your eyes on OPEC. They seem to be manipulating prices, supposedly. So OPEC can move markets as well as economic data associated with oil. That can swing prices on the short term sometimes. And as always, guys, if you like what you heard, hit the like button. Definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell. Comments, questions, concerns, whatever, leave it in the comments section. And as always, I'll see y'all on the next video.